Refreshing stories. My name is Hiroshi. I'm a production manager at the anime production company San Picture. As a production manager, I'm in charge of managing the budget, the schedule of each individual section, receiving and distributing the original illustrations, and so on. Because of the multiple steps and people involved with creating just one animation, there's almost always trouble along the way. Dealing with these problems is another important part of my job as a production manager. Alongside this job, I was writing my own anime as well, and every year I was submitting my own works to a contest held by a major production company. If you got the grand prize, your work would be turned into an anime and broadcast on national television. This year, I went all out, and I was feeling pretty confident about my submission. The title of this masterpiece was Criminal Hunter. Oh, the results of the preliminary round are out. This is my year! Oh, darn. Rejected once again. This high-stakes contest was always judged very harshly, and once again, this year, there was no grand prize winner, and only 4 honorable mentions awarded with a prize money of just $50. If I can't even get an honorable mention with one of my best works, maybe I don't have any talent for this after all. However, around the time that I had completely forgotten about this, something unimaginable happened. Hello? Am I speaking with Mr. Hiroshi Ohira? Yes, speaking. I'm calling in regards to your submission for the anime production contest. I believe you submitted the work Criminal Hunter. Is that right? The person on the other end of the line was Mr. Akiyama, from the famed publisher hosting the contest. We've got some good news for you. We were actually approached by a TV network, saying that they want to make Criminal Hunter an anime. Are you serious? Upon further discussion, it turns out that Criminal Hunter wasn't considered for an award, but one of the TV producers took a liking to it and suggested that they make it into a special production for a late-night shot. Wow, yes, please! It would be an honor! Thank you so much! So very much! The only thing is that because this is a special case within special cases, and we're making a big exception here, we can't award you any prize money, and all copyrights to the anime will be held by our company. What? Well, if it still means that my work will see the light of day, then that's all right with me. And so, we continued the conversation, and to my delight, they handed over the production of the anime to my company. My work, Criminal Hunter, was based in 1920s America, where a young boy who survived an attack from a mysterious entity called the Boogeyman was given superpowers, and he helps the BOI, later known as the FBI, to solve and defeat the bad guys.
Nice to meet you, Cliff. My name is Grace. I'm a detective with the BOI. You were the 132nd victim thought to be missing after an attack by the Boogeyman, and you are the only survivor we found. During this last week that you were missing, do you remember where or what you were doing?
When it becomes 12 o'clock at night, that's when they show their true selves in this universe. They seek out children who are all alone and enslave them with fear and sadness. And that's how they drag them down into their world.
What happens after that?
They take over your body, and one by one, he sucks away all of your energy. When it becomes 12 o'clock at night, their powers become activated, and they're able to take on the human form and come into this universe. If they succeed in taking any children during that time, then your turn to have your energy sucked away gets passed over. That's what they call the Boogeymen.
How did you make it back here alive?
They go after your heart. And that's how they take over your body and enslave you. But me? I don't have a heart. Well, to be more precise, my heart is broken. That's why they couldn't completely control me.
What do you mean, completely?
That's right. Even now, when the clock strikes 12, the right side of my body turns into one of them. That's why, with at least my right hand, I can help you take down the Boogeyman. Fast forward to the end of the story. Cliff slowly begins to mend his broken heart, but alongside that, the Boogeyman who had taken over his body becomes more and more brutal. That's how the story goes. However, when we finally began meetings to start planning the anime, the story had been completely changed.
There you are, the Boogeyman! Cliff, now is your chance. Show him your death blow.
You know I got this! Boogie Master!
Phew, another easy one in the books. Well then, shall we cheer with the moonshine that we confiscated?
Cheers! Man, moonshine sure is delicious. What is this? It's so lame. Do you have some kind of complaint, Hiroshi? This was coming from the chief producer of San Picture, Mr. Kazushige Kazama. Around the office, we called him Mr. Crab Cakes. Every single time, he always messes everything up and is your typical bad boss. What is this? The Boogie Master? This was never in the original script, was it? It was my idea. No surprise there. Moreover, Cliff is 14 years old in this story. Why is he drinking alcohol like it's nothing? It's because the sponsor is an alcohol producer. So at the end of every episode, we're putting in a scene where they cheers. We can just make Cliff 21 years old. It's not that big of a deal. Do you realize that makes so many parts of this story inconsistent? Yeah, well, if the main character doesn't drink alcohol, the sponsors won't be happy, right? Plus, it was a story based around moonshine anyway. No, it's not! The theme of the story is about the Battle of the Heart. Did you even read the original script from start to finish? Who do you think you are, Hiroshi? You're in a position far inferior to mine, so don't you dare talk back to me or try to change the decisions I've already made. Actually, at this time, due to an agreement with the publisher, I had to keep it a secret that I was the author of this anime. That's also because the producer is this kind of a person, so they knew that if he found out that the author was someone beneath him, it would get too messy. I tried to look past the fact that my work was being changed so dramatically, and I had no choice but to stay silent and continue with my work. Even then, the director and the actors seemed to really like the original script as well, so I went around to each individual section and did what I could to try to maintain the essence of the original script. Maybe my efforts paid off, because when the anime was finally released, in its first week, it surpassed the average viewer rate for that time slot and was off to a great start. However, this was when Mr. Kazama did something outrageous. Hey! Do none of you understand what I'm trying to say here? Sheesh! You're all useless, all of you! With not even an inkling of good sense in you, why do I even bother? He had a feeling that people were going against him in production, and he passed all creation rights after the 6th episode to a subcontractor. If that happens, not even myself, the staff, or even the director could do anything about it. To make matters worse, the subcontractor didn't have enough resources, and they ended up throwing it to their subcontractors overseas. And so, what was brought forward in the end was something I didn't even recognize. And because the deadline was already approaching, there was nothing I could do to fix it. And it went straight to the TV for broadcast. And this was the beginning of the demise of my beloved work.
Ah, you finally show yourself, Boogeyman. Cliff, this is your time to shine.
Okay, leave it to me. Death blow! Boogie Flash!
Phew, and another one bites the dust. Come on now, time to cheers with the moonshine.
Cheers! Man, moonshine sure is the best. I hate this company. I'm done. By the 7th episode, the movement between each scene had become so scarce that it had become more like a picture book than an anime. What do you think you're doing, Mr. Crab Cakes? Shut up! Don't call me Crab Cakes! If we let it continue like this, even the sponsors will be extremely angry. We have to take production back into our hands. But if you start now, are you really going to be able to meet the deadline? I'll make sure of it, no matter what. Even if my heart depends on it.
What? It's impossible! This is way too much!
I know. But please, I'm begging you, if my life depends on it.
Alright, fine. I guess I have no choice. I'll see what I can do.
Everyone, I swear, I'll make it all up to you someday. But please, help me out here. After that, how did this happen?
I worked day and night for 3 days, but it didn't seem like I was going to make it, so I had my daughter help me.
Your daughter, I see. How old is she again?
She's in, the 5th grade.
Thank you so very much for getting this in on time. I couldn't believe it. But the in-house animator, Miss Onimura, had the absolutely absurd idea to have her 5th grade daughter help draw some of the images. Don't you think the Quimhun animators are pretty awful these days?
I wonder if they don't have enough animators. How sad.
Moonshine! It's so delicious!
Pardon me. Sorry, but I really need you to submit the request sooner. Otherwise, there's nothing I can do.
I'm so sorry. It's not like I'm doing any of this by choice. In the midst of the chaos, the absolute worst possible thing happened. Well, hey there, Hiroshi. Yes, it was you, wasn't it, who started the rebellion against my ideas? No. Sorry, but I'm not sure I understand what you're trying to say. Stop acting dumb! I know you were the one going around and telling everybody to ignore my instructions. I abided by all of your instructions. But Mr. Crab-sama, you were taking way too many liberties with the script. And now, in some of the most important episodes, there are so many inconsistencies with the story. I'm trying to tell you that this rebellious spirit is what's unacceptable. I'm trying to tell you that you need to change your attitude towards someone else's script. Stop trying to be so self-righteous. I'm not doing this like it's a game. What makes you think I'm doing any of this for fun? Anime production is a business, and we're here to make money. Because of you, some of these episodes have turned into a complete joke! Psh, whatever. I have no intention of continuing this conversation, or working with you in general. You're fired. Fired?! Yes, fired. So there's no need for you to come to work tomorrow. But without me, nothing is going to get done! You think you're way more important than you actually are, as if the work is going to stop just because one person like you isn't here. Is that so? Well then, if that's what you think, I guess I'll do as you wish, and I'll be leaving this job from this moment. Oh yes, that's right. Mr. Crab-sama, it looks like you missed a very important foreshadowing moment in the story. Stop talking already! You no longer work here, and your words are no longer welcome here. You're right. Well, in that case, I suppose I can fully say what I want. So just so you know, the person who wrote Criminal Hunter is me! What? What are you even saying? Is that your desperate barking of defeat? I am the writer of the original script. Please, feel free to confirm it for yourself. Yeah, right. As if that would ever be the case, idiot. Just like that, I was fired from my job at Sun Picture. To be honest, I was starting to get fed up of working under Mr. Kazama, so I can't say that I had any regrets. However... Ah! Hiroshi! Yes? What do you want? Help me! No thanks. I can't! What are you, a teenage girl? The sponsor said that they were really looking forward to the vampire episode and that we ruined it! And now they're angry! And our viewer rates are down to 0.1%! Well, that's no surprise if you ignored the script that much and still did whatever you wanted. In the anime version, the moonshine that Cliff and Grace were regularly drinking was actually a key part of the story in the original script. I saw the mastermind behind all of this!
Cliff, who is it? Who could it be?
It's none other than the boss of that gang! Inside of the moonshine that they were selling, they'd been putting poison inside to turn humans into boogeymen! And so they were kidnapping children and sucking away their energy for himself! He was never a human to begin with. He's a vampire! However, Mr. Kazama bowed straight down to the sponsors, and because he was portraying the moonshine like it was juice, they couldn't use the plotline, and... You vampire! How can this be? My Boogie Buster doesn't work on you! Damn it! What am I supposed to do now?
Finally, it's my turn to save the day. I thought this might happen, and so I prepared a water gun with garlic inside.
Garlic? At the very least, it could have been bullets made of silver. I'll even give you half of the bribe I got from the sponsors, so please rewrite the story and save us! Huh? You had even received a bribe? Now I know why you were so particularly fixed on the alcohol part of the story. Even the sponsor's logo was fully inserted. You can't blame me! My salary just isn't enough to support my life! The staff are paid way less than you, and they still work twice as hard. I guess you were baited by the money in front of you, and you lost sight of something even more important. All you had to do was follow the original script, and make that into an anime. No, but still! If we had made the original script directly into an anime, there's no way it would have done well on TV these days! Do you remember the statistics from the first few episodes? And then you stepped in, and now the viewer rate is below 0.1%. Even from a business perspective, it was obvious that it was only getting worse and worse. Look, I was wrong. I'll admit that it was all my fault, so please, just come back. Since you left, the animators have also been quitting one by one. If we mess it up again, the program will be completely cancelled. That makes me want to go back even less. If this is the case, then you better return every single penny of that bribe. Although, I am sure that this won't be settled so easily. And so, my dear criminal hunter was unfortunately cancelled from broadcast. Apparently, both the TV network and the publishers wanted to know why Sun Picture had changed to the original script so much, and I told them straight up how the chief producer, Mr. Kazama, had taken a bribe and exposed everything that he had done. The entire media industry was shocked and angered by this incident, and Mr. Kazama was banned from the industry. On the other hand, I joined hands with Mr. Akiyama and the rest of the production staff. And according to the original script, we released a manga version of Criminal Hunter online for free. It's true. Through all of these battles, I can feel my heart mending little by little. But because of that, the boogeyman inside of me is also getting stronger by the day. However, as long as my courage and my hope prevail, I will use all of his power on my own terms, and I will be able to control it. The manga was a huge hit, and we decided to start our own business outside of Sun Picture. We had a successful crowdfunding from real anime fans, and ultimately, we signed a deal with a major international streaming company, and the anime of my dreams was finally made into a reality exactly the way I had pictured it. And the best part is that the final episode broke records as the #1 most viewed finale out of any new series. We've even got offers from Hollywood to make a movie script out of it. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. And if you have time, please check out our other videos as well. Alright then, see you next time. Bye.